Back in 2003, there was a recognition that some areas of the country had fared less well in attracting grants and cash from the National Lottery. So there was a plan put together to try and redress that balance, and that is what Fair Share was about.
When the mines closed, the occupations were gone, the community spirit was lost a little bit. You had 4 individual communities really working so hard to try and keep the community going.
In terms of the geography of the area, you have a number of fairly dispersed ex-mining communities with community centres that weren't being used to their full as a community asset.
The investment hasn't so much been directly to the local community groups, but it's been to support community development workers on the ground to raise the capacity of these groups to make them more sustainable in the future going forward.
So rather than funding activities, we funded posts, but we made it clear that actually it was the responsibility of those post holders to generate activity and find funding from other sources other than Fair Share.
When we first started, there was a lot of refurbishment work to do within the community centre, so we started looking at grants and filling in applications to get those done, and there's been some major refurbishment projects done in each of the centres.
I'm Elsie Harvey, I'm Secretary of the Cycle Institute Community Centre. We're having our Christmas fair today.
They've made a big effort with all the decorations and the stalls and things.
The Fair Share funding has helped immensely. One of the girls, the development worker, who helps us here, quite honestly, if it wasn't for them, we probably wouldn't have been here now and doing what we're doing.
There are no paid staff in any of the community centres. They all rely on volunteers.
I'm Shirley Baston. I do cooking as a sort of a hobby. I met Gina, who said she was looking for somebody to do a lunch club, and I found myself saying, well, I'll do it.
Although the volunteers are there, they don't always have the training that they need. We work with the community groups to be able to look at what training they need in order to deliver their activities.
Most people who do catering have got to have this certificate now, but I actually enjoyed that. Secretly enjoyed it.
The company's good, the food's good.
Everything's homemade and everybody's friendly.
It's nice to meet people and actually get their reaction to any issues they might have in their area.
It's just a great part of village life.
It's all systems go.
One of the main problems here was about building better coordination and better shared working between the 4 community centres.
Fair Shares has enabled the 4 centres to come together to form a Seaton Valley Community Partnership. They're now sharing skills, sharing resources and working together more proactively as well.
We have groups there who are now confident, who can apply for grants, who are successful and have really grown in their ability to be good voluntary organisations.
There's so much going on here, whether you want to do Tai Chi or sing or have parties, right across from sort of 5-year-olds to, I think we've got some people in the 80s in this group.
We've had a couple of major refurbishment projects in Seaton Valley, one of them being Astley Community Activity and Sporting Centre. We've been working with the volunteers to do training and help them access grants to do improvements to the pool.
We've always run community activities here for children's swimming, for aquafit, for adult swimming, but the pool was never used to its maximum potential. Mainly because it was in a bit of a state of disrepair.
Sometimes the showers weren't working, the water wasn't warm enough.
Puddles in the changing rooms.
Really poor state.
Yeah, very poor.
Really poor state.
I think with the refurbishment we've had a brighter atmosphere and it's warmer, very pleasant. We're thrilled to bits, aren't we?
Yeah. We've got lovely hot showers.
Yes.
And changing room facilities. We didn't have these before.
There's only one other school in the country that can offer scuba diving
at the school site. We've had 12 or 13 kids here today, and all them children probably wouldn't have the opportunity to do that. So it's really good for the community.
Well, I like going swimming, you see, so then I wanted to try scuba diving as well, because then you get to go under the water as well.
To get people in, you have to compete with local pools like Wilty Bay and Tynemouth, etc. And this more than does that. I mean, it's a fantastic facility to have here now.
With the health priority in Seaton Valley, the Doxford Youth Initiative was supported to run some health-related young people activities.
On Wednesdays we used to have like an enrichment session, and that's when we used to do like sessions about different things like drugs, sex and all that sort of stuff.
I learned how to cook various things, not like healthy dishes, and it was different and I enjoyed it, me.
It got me to stop smoking after 2.5 years.
The project and Northumberland Youth Services decided that if we were actually going to build more interest and engage younger people, we needed some more youth workers who were going to get out into those communities and build bridges and build links with the young people themselves.
Fair Shares has funded my role, so without that there wouldn't be a health youth engagement worker throughout Seaton Valley.
I think Ben's had like quite a big influence like in my life. I know it sounds cheesy, but they have made we're better people. Like they've taught we're right from wrong kind of thing. And like although our parents have done that, I think they've done it in a more like way that we actually like listen more to them than we do to our parents.
The young people, from what I've seen from visiting the project, have just enjoyed that project so much. The feedback we've had from the project has been tremendous in terms of awareness raised, of looking after yourself, looking after your health.
With doing all the charity work and things through it, I managed to get a job as soon as I left school, so that really helped me out.
As well as having fun, I'm learning like different things about life without knowing that I'm learning, like I am.
Fair Shares is coming to the end now, and we're sad, but we're also looking forward with a partnership now, this newly formulated partnership, to take it on for at least the near future.
Within Seaton Valley there was a portion of funding identified to look at how in the future the community centres can look at generating their own income, and one way to do that was look at the opportunities available through renewable energy.
The plan for here is that we would establish a tidal hydro project, so we'd be able to capture the water coming in and going out, and to be able to transfer that water power, that energy, into electricity that we'd be able to sell back to the national grid, which would earn us income that we would then be able to use for the future work of the partnership. It would be generating hopefully somewhere between £50,000 and £100,000 a year.
It has been such a pleasure to get to know the local community, the local panel members, and the Community Foundation really feels that it's leaving the Fair Share at the right time.
I think the success of it is also marked by the fact that the Big Lottery Fund is about to start another long-term investment programme in areas called the Big Local, and that is undoubtedly built on the success of Fair Share as a model and as a good way of engaging people in the distribution of lottery money.
We've changed the mentality in the people that live in these communities now, that it's Seaton Valley and be proud of it. It's a fantastic place to live.